The air in the apartment felt stale, thick with the ghosts of last night's whiskey and regret. Ethan lay on the couch, a human-shaped lump under a rumpled quilt, the morning sun cutting a sharp line across his closed eyelids. On the hardwood floor beside him, his phone buzzed against the polished oak, a persistent insect trapped in a jar. When he finally stirred, groaning against the thudding behind his temples, the sun was high. He fumbled for the phone, squinting at the screen. A barrage of notifications greeted him, the most recent from his classmate, Daniel. Dude, are you dead? First day. Robotics 501. You missed it? Email the prof now. Ethan pressed a hand to his forehead and dialed. Hey, he rasped, throat dry. Something came up. You need a doctor's note? Daniel's voice was urgent through the speaker. Scan it, email it to Professor Vance. Maybe there's hope, right? Anything important today? Send me the lecture password. No password. No uploaded slides. You gotta be there to get it. Daniel's explanation was a rapid-fire complaint. Total attendance required, but perfect attendance just gets you a ticket to the final. Final exam is the whole grade. Oral exam. One-on-one with the prof. I'll text you my notes, but they're crap. Ethan rubbed his temple. Jesus, why so rigid? A brief silence. Well, Professor Vance, he's American. Okay. Ethan didn't have the energy to care about the professor's biography. He ended the call, contacted his doctor for a note, then stumbled towards the shower to wash away the stale scent of cheap bourbon. The coffee maker, a sleek stainless steel thing, took its sweet time to heat. 12 seconds. Long enough to remember who'd bought it during a Black Friday sale years ago. Ethan, you're buzzing like a hornet. I have a presentation at 8. Alexander had pushed him away, laughing. Well, you're the one who bought the machine, Ethan had retorted, his hand sliding. Alexander had sworn, a low, fond curse. You have zero concept of moderation. Ethan had produced a condom from the nightstand, tossing it lightly. So, are we doing this or not? Alexander had surrendered with a grin. The coffee was bitter. Ethan carried the mug to his desk, opened his laptop, navigated to the university portal, found the email address. Vance. Leo Engineering. Edu. He composed a polite, concise email, attached the scanned doctor's note. Only after hitting send did he turn to the other messages. I'm fine. Hanging in. Thanks for checking. In a sea of nearly identical replies, one stood out. From Alexander. One mistake. Please, let's not end this. His hand moved automatically to the top left drawer of the desk, pulling out a heavy crystal ashtray, then a lighter, a soft pack of cigarettes. The stark on the pack. Smoking causes lung cancer. Below it, the contrast of healthy and diseased tissue. Screw the. He lit one, inhaled deeply. If Alexander were here, he'd pluck it from Ethan's fingers. Your lungs are on my watch. Don't trash them. Sometimes the was different. Smoking can imperf male fertility. On those packs, Alexander would tease, if you break it, I'll have to find someone else. Evan stubbed out the cigarette violently. He hadn't broken. So why had Alexander gone looking? He picked up his phone, typed, deleted, finally sent. You didn't cheat once. You cheated for a year. Sending it didn't make it real. They'd been together since junior year of high school. Came out together to their families. Moved to the same city for grad school. The golden couple in their friends' eyes. This ugly, pathetic end felt like a betrayal of their own story. His phone buzzed again. A video call from his half-brother, Liam. Ethan accepted, forcing a semblance of normalcy. Liam. Liam's face filled the screen, sharp eyes scanning. You look like hell. Booze? Or tears? Tears are a luxury. Just no sleep. Did you get the time off? Come visit. Get out of that apartment. What, you're taking me to a strip club? Not my scene. You're green as spring grass, man. Who are you saving yourself for? Get down here. I'll introduce you to some people. Way hotter than Alex. Easy for you to say. Ethan glanced at his empty inbox. Professor Vance hadn't replied. Even if you lined up 10 Alexanders, I don't have time. I've got a killer class this semester. Then I'll come up. Mom's been nagging me to check on you for weeks. Since when are we so close? Just let me come, okay? Liam's voice took on a familiar, petulant edge. You know how she is. She's terrified you'll ditch Alex, decide to marry some nice girl and have kids, and Dad will hand the whole business over to you. Ethan managed a dry laugh. You really just say whatever's on your mind. It's true. Who wants to run that company? I'd rather you made the money I spent it. You wouldn't let me starve. If I ran it, we'd all be bankrupt in a year. Look, friend just booked my flight. See you tonight. At 9 p.m. The intercom buzzed. Habit made Ethan pick up the receiver. Hello? It's me, idiot. Buzz me up. You actually came? Just open the door. Ethan pressed the button. Liam arrived with almost no luggage, just a backpack with a laptop and a few pairs of boxers. He showered, borrowed one of Ethan's plain gray t-shirts, then raided the kitchen. He found an open bottle of bourbon, dug out 2 tumblers, clinked ice into them, poured generously. He took a sip and grimaced. What is this swill? I should have brought the good stuff. Then don't drink it. Liam shrugged. Right. You're the independent one. Paid your own way since undergrad. Look where it got you. He carried the glasses to the wide windowsill. Come on. Talk. Ethan's apartment was in a quiet suburb, the window overlooking a small, well-kept garden. The night was clear, stars visible, the hum of cicadas a soft soundtrack. Liam found it boring, complaining about mosquitoes. Ethan closed the window and sat opposite him. Talk about what? Don't play dumb. Drink. Cry. Curse Alex's name. Get messy. Standard procedure. I'm not that far gone. Have another drink. By the time Ethan finished his glass, a strange numbness had settled. He sat staring into space for a long moment, then said quietly, Alexander is a bastard. Liam, as if giving a toast, raised his glass. Damn right he is. A few more drinks in, Ethan tugged at the collar of his t-shirt, peering down. Is it because I gained weight? Or my personality? He always said I was difficult. Your personality's always been challenging, Liam said, not unkindly. That's not new. So it's not that. And honestly, it's just who you are. Not worth changing. Then it's the weight. Phone. Give it here. Why? I don't want your crack screen relic. Just hand it over. Ethan complied. Liam pointed the phone at him, capturing a photo. In the dim light from the street lamp, Ethan in the gray t-shirt and faded jeans sat on the windowsill stool, a half-empty tumbler in hand, his face in shadow. Liam then downloaded an app called Proximity, a dating platform, and used the photo as a profile picture. Name, Frostroll, versatile age, 24 height, 6 feet 0 inches weight, 155 pounds occupation. Student status. Single. Watch this, Liam said, waving the phone. Let's see how many bites you get. Ethan, foggy, asked, what are you doing? The phone vibrated. Liam glanced down. Not bad. Guy 95 miles away. Super like. Asks what city you're in. Reply. Ethan leaned over. You're setting me up? I'm proving a point. Don't internalize his crap. He tapped the screen. 3 more likes. One's only 11 miles out. That's not like. That's just curiosity based on a blurry photo. There's a possibility. Look. Liam switched to a swiping interface. See a photo info. Pass, like, or super like. Ethan looked at the first photo. Pass. Liam swiped. Pass. Again. Pass. After a dozen rapid-fire passes, Liam groaned. You're not even trying. My thumb is going numb. I'm just not feeling it. Liam scrolled, stopped on a photo that bore a passing resemblance to Alexander. This one? Ethan studied it. He's only 4 miles away. What if I run into him at the grocery store? Don't like local? We can filter distance. How about 90 to 180 miles? Different state, but drivable. Good chats can lead to a visit. Bad ones, no awkward run-ins. Ethan grunted in agreement, then caught himself. Wait, are you shopping for me? I'm rebuilding your ego and helping you forget. Liam shoved the phone back at him. Your turn. Pick someone. Ethan passed on several more. This is pointless. 20 more. Pick one from the next 20, or I'm calling an escort to your door right now. Knowing Liam's capacity for chaos, Ethan continued. Pass, pass, pass. Almost 20, Liam sing-songed. Ethan's thumb hovered. The next photo loaded. A dark suit, a white shirt collar. A right hand on a leather-wrapped steering wheel. A left hand, wearing a watch, pulling at a slate gray tie, loosening the knot. The photo, taken from the passenger seat, showed only part of a jawline, a neck, an Adam's apple, the broad line of a shoulder in tailored wool. It was all implication. The hand was elegant, the gesture purposeful. Ethan checked the profile. Role, top age, 36 height, 6 feet 2 inches weight, 165 pounds status, single current distance, 178 miles. Everything else was private. Liam smirked. This type might be a little mature. Mature might mean he's done with games, Ethan muttered. Him then. Before Ethan could object, Liam tapped super like. Hey! A regular like would have been fine. You looked at 100 profiles and paused on this one. That's a super like. Liam defended. Go brush your teeth. I'll behave. Ethan retreated to the bathroom. Mid-brush, the electric toothbrush humming, he heard Liam's shout from the living room. Bro, you got a perfect match. Ethan spit, rinsed. What? Liam held up the phone, grinning. Perfect match. You and Leo, 178 miles away. He super liked you back. On Monday at 9:45 a.m., Professor Leo Vance concluded the first Robotics 501 lecture and boarded a flight to Chicago for an academic conference. After a dinner with colleagues, he waited in the hotel's courtyard garden. Leo! He turned. Mur approached from behind, settling into the wrought iron chair opposite him. Long time. Leo signaled a waiter, ordered 2 cocktails. Actually, Mur interrupted, could I have herbal tea? And decaf for him, please. When the waiter left, Leo remarked, your tastes have changed. Pregnancy, she said simply, her hand resting briefly on her stomach. Her stiletto heels clicked against the flagstones. Leo's gaze, behind thin metal-framed glasses, flickered to her shoes, but he said nothing. Yours haven't, though, Mur observed. You never really liked cocktails or sweet things. A slight, knowing smile touched her lips. That's you. Perfectly capable of tolerating a lifetime of things you don't particularly enjoy. Enjoyment is secondary to commitment, Leo said, his voice even. I know. Responsibility above all. You're still so steadfast. Her fingers brushed the new wedding band on her left hand, the skin beneath still pale where another ring had been for years. If she hadn't found those magazines, not the usual kind but ones featuring men, he might still be her flawless husband. Seeing anyone? She asked. Leo's brow furrowed slightly, as if the term sat awkwardly with him. He took a sip of his decaf. No, you know, she said, stirring a splash of cream into her tea. He's not as handsome as you. Not as brilliant. Not as considerate. Or responsible. But with him, everything just fits. It's strange. You were perfect. But it always felt like something was missing. Slightly off. A faint, fleeting curve of his lips. As long as you're happy. And you? What are your plans? I'm in no rush. A directness entered her voice. If you'd known, before we married, would you still have gone through with it? Leo didn't answer. The silence was polite, absolute. Mer didn't press. She sipped her tea, a trace of cream lingering on her lip. Without a word, Leo withdrew a dark blue handkerchief from his jacket pocket, embroidered with a white, cursive V, and offered it. She took it and her eyes filled. This was Leo, punctual, prepared, observant in his quiet way. The tears fell, first singly, then in a steady stream. She broke off, wiping at her eyes with the linen. After I told him about the baby, there was someone else. Leo listened, leaning forward slightly to afford her privacy as her voice dropped to a whisper. A cool breeze swept through the courtyard. Mer shivered. Leo stood, removed his suit jacket, and draped it over her shoulders. She caught his hand as he did so, her eyes searching his. He has everything that felt right. So why couldn't he be like you? Even after you knew, you never. People are different, Leo said after a moment. That's all. And I have few virtues beyond that. No, you're a good man. She composed herself with effort. I should go. Before I say something unforgivable. He understood. She feared asking for a return to what was a life that hadn't truly fit either of them. He helped her up, steadying her on the uneven stones. I'll drive you, he said. In the rental car, she said, you should find someone. A boyfriend. Hearing the term a second time, it felt less foreign. If the opportunity arises, make it arise. Soon. Don't give me room for regret. At a red light, he stared ahead, then nodded. All right. She turned to the window, silent tears resuming. Leo, do you think we always regret our choices in the end? It often seems that way, he said, though he didn't truly believe it. It was the gentler answer. Do you regret any of yours? He pretended to consider. Yes. I regret buying that particular magazine. The photography was rather poor. Mer let out a wet laugh, recognizing the kindness. Use an app. It's easy now. I know it's easy. The light changed. The car felt close. He reached up, loosening his tie with a tug. Mer picked up his phone from the console and snapped a picture. She was briefly surprised the lock screen hadn't been changed from the old passcode. He didn't notice, focused on the road. He dropped her at her townhouse, called a cab, and returned to his hotel. Later, showered and in a robe, glasses on, he worked through his email. University missives, journal correspondence, grant notifications, student queries. He opened an attachment, a doctor's note for one Ethan Frost. Headache, nausea, common excuses. He noted the name, the sole absence from that morning's lecture. He drafted a polite, firm reply. Due to the cumulative nature of the material, missing the foundational first lecture made successful completion this term impossible. The student was advised to retake the course next spring. He wished them a swift recovery. As he finished, his phone vibrated on the marble bathroom counter. A notification glowed. Proximity 9 people have shown interest in you. He frowned, tapped it. The app opened. He checked his purchase history. Downloaded today. He spent 2 minutes understanding its function. A gay dating platform. Profile was already set up. The photo was the one Mer had taken in the car. The username was Leo. He remembered her, years ago, showing him her phone. See? I type Lou, and it suggests your whole name now. He tried it on his own keyboard.
Typing le Yilded Léo.
He almost smiled. He recalled his promise to Mer. He browsed. The parade of photos in the swiping interface seemed like a gallery of performative youth. He was about to exit when a photo appeared that was different. Simple. A young man in a plain t-shirt and jeans on a windowsill, face obscured, but the posture was unguarded. The line of an ankle above a sneaker was clean. He checked the info. Frost. 24. Versatile. Student. 178 miles. 24. The gap felt significant. He intended to simply close the app. As he moved to do so, a droplet of water from his damp hair fell.
Top.
It landed squarely on the super-like icon. The screen erupted in pink hearts and celebratory text. Perfect match. Leo, you and Frost are a perfect match. The mechanics of dating after years with one person felt rusty. Ethan stared at the chat screen with Leo. Liam hovered. Message him. Ethan typed. Hello. Liam groaned. That's your opener? Check his profile for conversation starters. Wait, it's blank. Maybe he has a life offline, Ethan said. He returned to the chat. A reply waited. Hello. You two are made for each other, Liam deadpanned, walking away. Ethan agonized over a follow-up for 10 minutes before settling on. Sorry. Need to sleep. Early class tomorrow. A few minutes later. Understood. Ethan went to bed. Liam, just starting his night, rifled through Ethan's closet, threw on an unbuttoned Hawaiian shirt over his t-shirt and shorts, demanded the key to Ethan's bicycle, and pedaled off toward downtown and its bars. Shortly after Liam left, the intercom buzzed again. Assuming his brother had forgotten something, Ethan buzzed the main door open and left his apartment door ajar, calling out as he walked toward the bedroom, Liam, there's a spare key in the bowl. Use it next time. Ethan. He froze, hand on his bedroom doorframe. Alexander stood in the doorway. Did you forget something? Ethan's voice was flat. How are you holding up? Fine. Eating okay. Yes. You've been smoking. Alexander's nose wrinkled. Observant. Please stop. I'll consider it. Ethan moved to close the door. If you need something, I'll get it. I have class tomorrow. Alexander blocked the door with his hand, then stepped forward, pulling Ethan into a tight embrace. Don't do this. I can't. Not after all this time. The embrace was a trap. Familiar muscle memory, the scent of his old cologne, the exact warmth of his skin. Ethan's body screamed that this was home, that the betrayal was a distant, intellectual concept. His body remembered only trust and years of intimacy. Don't, Ethan managed, pushing him away. Let's not make this uglier than it is. Just let it end quietly. You're worried about ugly? I'd get on my knees if I thought it would help. I know I'm difficult. It's over. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Are you seeing someone? Alexander's eyes swept the room, skeptical. It's not Liam, if that's what you're thinking. Then who? Ethan had no name. He just needed Alexander to leave. He grabbed his phone, opened the chat with Leo, and sent a voice message, clear and deliberate. Good night, sweetheart. Alexander sighed. Who are you performing for, Ethan? I'm not performing. Ethan typed frantically to Leo. Are you awake? Please send a voice message back. Anything. My ex won't leave. The reply came, call the police. Ethan typed, too much drama, takes time. I have a crucial class tomorrow. After a pause, Leo responded, what should I say? Say good night, sweetheart back. Or something convincing. 2 minutes passed. Alexander watched him, arms crossed. Well, then, a new voice message from Leo arrived. Ethan played it. The voice was low, intimate, close to the microphone. 2 words, vibrating in the quiet room. Sleep well. Alexander's expression darkened. Ethan, emboldened, sent another voice message. Oh, and you left your tie here last night. Soon, another message from Leo. Ethan hesitated, afraid it might contradict his story. He typed, what did you just say? The reply, listen. He did. Leo's calm voice filled the space. I'll collect it soon. Ethan looked at Alexander. See? Alexander studied him for a long, painful moment. All those years. You can really just let it go? The question hung in the air. Who had let go first? I'm closing the door now, Ethan said, his voice tired. If I find anything of yours, I'll mail it. After Alexander left, a wave of exhaustion crushed Ethan. He texted Leo, he's gone. Thanks for tonight. No reply came. Sleep was fractured. At 6 a.m., Liam buzzed relentlessly, returning without the key. Ethan let him in, cursing. Liam tossed a paper bag on the table. I brought you a bagel. Ungrateful. Get your stuff and get out, then. Liam, instead of retorting, collapsed face down on the sofa and began snoring softly. Ethan threw a blanket over him, took his laptop to the kitchen table, and checked his email while picking at the bagel. One unread.
Sender, Vance.
Leo Engineering.
Edu.
His stomach dropped as he opened it. The words were a formal death sentence. Retake the course. Next spring. Due to the missed foundational lecture. Next spring. Because of one morning. He asked friends for advice. The consensus. Professor's discretion is vast. Plead your case in person. All day between lectures he checked his email. He smoked a full pack. No reply from Professor Vance. He returned home to find Liam playing a video game, sound blasting. Wear headphones. Ethan snapped before retreating to his bedroom. Agitated, he scrolled through his phone, opened proximity. Only one chat. Leo. He played the voice messages again. Good night, sweetheart. Sleep well. You left your tie here. I'll collect it soon. The voice was reassuring. The idea that this person had played along made him smile faintly. He felt a sudden urge to talk to him. Finished work? He typed. No reply. Long day of classes. Free to chat tonight? He sent it, then went to make dinner with Liam. Around 10, a notification glowed. Leo back-to-back meetings. Just got home. Ethan opened the app. His eyes caught the current distance below Leo's name. It now read 3. 0 miglia. 3 miles. He blinked, refreshed the app. Still 3. 0 miles. Our distance. It says 3 miles now? He typed. The reply came slowly. I was at a conference out of state. So the man 178 miles away was now a 10-minute drive away. Does this mean you could actually come get your tie? The message sent before he could stop it. He stared at Leo's avatar, tension coiling in his gut. 10 minutes later, a reply. If I had, in fact, left a tie at your residence. In his home office, Leo reviewed lecture notes for the next day. His phone, on silent, lit up. He finished a paragraph, then looked. Frost. Do you make a habit of leaving ties places? A slight smile. He typed, never have. The reply was swift. Want to break that streak? An invitation. Leo had no experience with this. How to respond? He settled on circumstances depending. What does that mean? It means we'll see. Send me a voice message. I want to hear you. He sent one. What would you like me to say? Frost's voice came back, softer now. Tell me what you're doing. Cleaning my glasses, Leo said, recording. And checking email. This late? Habit. Dedicated. Ugh, I have this impossible professor this term. Emailed him this morning. Radio silence. Leo opened his inbox, dealt with 2 messages, then replied via voice. Professors are often busy. A week for a reply is not unusual. A longer message from Frost arrived. It's just, the class is Monday and Wednesday mornings. If he doesn't reply by tomorrow, do I even go? Who fails a student for missing one class? I had a note. If it weren't a required course, nobody would take it. The guy's a nightmare. Huge failure rate. Total power trip. As the message played, Leo's eyes found the unread email from Ethan Frost in his inbox. The message was pleading, full of promises to work hard. He listened to Frost's voice message again. Impossible professor. A nightmare. Huge failure rate. Total power trip. He clicked on Frost's profile, then the menu. Remove match and block user. A confirmation popped up. This is your perfect match. Remove. Chat history will be deleted. His finger hovered over confirm. Then he stopped. He returned to the chat, played the damning voice message a 3rd time. He took off his glasses, polished them meticulously with a cloth. When he put them back on, a faint, Sharp smile touched his lips. He sent a voice message back. You took a sick day yesterday. Feeling better? Frost replied, Oh, I wasn't sick. Just hungover. Overslept. Another message followed. Think it's worth begging the professor in person tomorrow? Leo's smile deepened. You could try. Ethan woke to Liam making coffee. You're up early. Coffee, then back to sleep. You're going to class? This is what I do. Don't drink that and stay up. Ethan took the mug from him. Liam made another, sipping. So? How's Leo? What about him? Don't play dumb. You talk? Exchange pics? Is he hot? It's not like that. He seems solid. He's pushing 40. Of course he's solid. You need a boyfriend, not a father figure. What's his job? Didn't ask. Ethan checked his email. No reply from Professor Vance. He cycled to campus, resolved to plead his case. On the way, every man in a suit made him look twice. 3 miles. They could cross paths. But the Avatar was in a car. He probably drove. Ethan focused on getting to the lecture hall early. Robotics 501.
10:15 am.
Room S217. He arrived at 9:45. Empty. By 10 o'clock, Daniel arrived. Did he reply? Ethan shook his head. You're probably screwed, Daniel said sympathetically. By 10:10, the room was nearly full. No, professor. Nerves taut, Ethan muttered to Daniel, need a smoke. Be right back. He rushed to the building entrance, lit a cigarette by a concrete planter, eyes glued to his phone. At 10:14, he stubbed it out and sprinted back. He grabbed the lecture hall door handle, pulled, and met resistance. He'd bumped into someone coming out. The next 2 seconds stretched. He saw the man's back first. Polished leather shoes. Perfectly tailored charcoal trousers. A jacket that tapered slightly at the waist, suggesting strength without bulk. A light blue shirt collar above the gray wool. Neatly trimmed hair at the nape of a neck. A fine silver chain, no, a glasses chain dangling, attached to the temples of thin, metal-framed glasses. The man turned. The glasses framed steady, intelligent eyes. Straight brows. A strong nose. A mouth that seemed both severe and capable of kindness. Clean-shaven. An unmistakably handsome, composed face. Ethan stared, flustered. Sorry, he blurted in English. A ripple of laughter from the seated students. The man looked down at him, a hint of amusement in his eyes. I was under the impression I was always the last to arrive, he said in clear, slightly accented English, his tone dry. More laughter. Ethan scurried to his seat, palms damp. You didn't recognize Professor Vance? Daniel whispered. Of course I did, Ethan muttered, twisting his pen. Liar. The lecture began. Contrary to the grim S, Professor Vance was a captivating instructor. Precise, clear, his handwriting elegant on the board, his explanations lucid, his dry wit perfectly timed. Maybe he's not so bad, Ethan thought, hope flickering. Maybe if I talk to him after, it doesn't seem that bad, he whispered to Daniel. I'm following most of it. Daniel gave him a pitying look. He teaches you 2 + 2, then tests you on differential calculus. He doesn't test the skeleton or the flesh. He tests the molecular structure of a single cell in the pinky toe. With 5 minutes left, Professor Vance took out a roster. He called each name with care, asking for pronunciation help when needed. He called the last name. He did not call Ethan Frost. Class dismissed. Students filed out. Vance answered a few questions, gathered his notes. What's your plan? Daniel asked. You go, Ethan said, eyes on the podium. Alone in the emptying room, Ethan watched the professor leave. He shouldered his bag and followed. Professor Vance? Vance stopped in the corridor, turning with polite expectation. Sir, you didn't call my name during roll. Ethan Frost. Ah, Mr. Frost. You missed the first lecture. I was ill. I emailed a doctor's note. I received it. And you received my reply. The pressure in the air intensified. The reason for requiring a retake is that missing the first lecture means I can't follow the rest. But I don't believe that's true. I understood today's material. Vance looked down at him through his glasses. Then please, demonstrate your understanding. It was a command. Pop final a semester early. Ethan's mind blanked. Terms in 3 languages swirled uselessly. He stammered fragments. The autonomous guidance. The feedback loop. A full minute passed in agonizing silence. Mr. Frost?
I'm sorry.
Ethan looked at the floor. I believe that addresses your follow-up email as well. Footsteps echoed down the hall, fading. Ethan stood alone. He didn't blame the professor anymore. He blamed himself. He bought a coffee and sat on the quad grass. The sun too bright. This felt worse than the breakup. This was the humiliation of personal failure. His phone buzzed. Proximity notification. 7 new likes. He ignored it but thought of Leo. Had Leo ever felt this incompetent? He opened the app. You at work? He voice messaged. Don't reply if you're busy. I couldn't even form a sentence today. He gave me a chance and as he sent it, he noticed the current distance below Leo's name, 0.
3 miglia.
300 yards. He stood, scanning the engineering buildings, labs, libraries. Leo was here. On campus. In the Engineering Research Center. In his office, Leo saw the messages from Frost. The first, a despondent voice memo. The second, text. Where are you right now? The current distance, read 240 yards. Then 120, 90, 70, 50, 25. It stopped. Likely at the keycard-secured entrance to the ERC wing. Bold. Leo typed. Looking for me? I'm outside the ERC building. You work here? Yes. Okay, that's a relief. Saw the distance drop and thought I was being stalked. You're a grad student? Professor? Researcher? No way. The professor I was telling you about? He runs this center. I tried talking to him today. He eviscerated me. Is he like that with everyone? Is it hell working for him? Wait, should I be bad-mouthing your boss to you? Leo's lips quirked. Shouldn't you be more concerned about your own situation? What's left to do? If I have to retake, I retake. Take out a loan, finish later. Leo recalled the young man in the hallway earlier. Anxious, bright-eyed, trying to stand his ground. A flicker of something. Pity, perhaps. Stirred. Putting yourself through school? He asked. Yeah. Anyway, you eating lunch at the campus grill? Is this an invitation? I'm having a catastrophic day. The least you could do is have a burger with me. I have a working lunch today. He began typing more advice about auditing the course, preparing early for the retake. Path forward. Before he sent it, a new message arrived. Your boss doesn't give researchers a lunch break? Inhumane. Inhumane. Leo's finger lifted from the send key. Honestly, who asks for a course understanding after 2 lectures? You'd need to study. He singled me out. It's not me. He's just on a power trip. All polished manners, tiny, petty heart. Leo deleted the long, helpful paragraph. He typed coldly. Do you always blame others for your shortcomings? A pause. Wow, harsh. Leo didn't respond. A few minutes later, messages trickled in. Okay, I know it's my fault. I just felt like you were on my side. Needed to vent. Bad week. Forget it. You're busy. Leo set the phone aside, read a journal article. He glanced back. The distance still read 25 yards. He reread the last lines. Felt like you were on my side. Needed to vent. You're busy. An odd sensation like he'd kicked a puppy he hadn't meant to. A nonsensical twinge of responsibility. He picked up the phone. Sent a voice message. Attend the lectures for the rest of the term. What? Learn the material now. You can prepare for the retake alongside your thesis next year. It's been done. Really? Yes. Silence. Then, his phone vibrated with an incoming voice call. He let it ring twice before answering. Hello? The young voice was tentative, hopeful. Can I buy you dinner? Tonight or this weekend, whenever you're free. Leo waited a beat. My schedule is quite full at the moment. Then, tell me when you have time. Circumstances depending. Breakfast works. I'll need advance notice to present myself suitably.